So this presentation is on Confucianism. The founder of Confucianism, Kung Fu Tzu, lived from 551 to 479 BC and was born in northern China. Kung Fu Tzu viewed education not just as a means of acquiring knowledge, but as a medium for self-transformation. Kung Fu Tzu's, or Confucius's, teachings were preserved in the Analects, which was a collection of sayings as remembered by his students. Confucius advocated for revitalizing the meaning of the past. He had a strong desire for understanding why people participated in rituals for centuries. He wanted to understand the roots of humanity. Confucius was alive during a time of moral decline, in which the real power of government was in the hands of the feudal world, so that's why he wanted to revitalize the institutions of the past. Because of the political crisis and moral decline of the times, Confucius's teaching attracted like-minded men that longed for moral order in the increasingly fragmented world they lived in.
Confucianism is not only a religion but a political view. Confucianism may be understood as an all-encompassing way of thinking and living, a profound human-centered religiousness. Two sects derived from Confucius's teaching were collectivism, which Mazi, a form of Confucian, made, which basically said that loving everyone without respect to social status or personal relationship was most important. And there was also individualism made by Yang Zhu, which basically said advocated the primacy of the self and the nourishment of one's nature rather than investing one's time and energy in social concerns and institutions that violated that nature.
There are six main groups of beliefs in Confucianism: Yi, Sin, Cheng, Lai, Shao, and Ren. Yi means righteousness, which is essentially the moral disposition to do good. Sin is honesty and trustworthiness in someone or something. Cheng means loyalty to the state, and Lai means etiquette. Shao means love within the family, and Ren means benevolence, which is to do no harm and show humanness towards one another. Ren is the most important Confucianism virtue. The Analects, which is a sacred scripture in the Confucianism tradition, has allowed Confucians to communicate with Confucius for centuries. The Wujing, which is a compilation of the 5 classics, is read in schools as part of the Confucian tradition. Ancestors are worshipped in shrines, and Confucius is also worshipped in temples.
Starting in 1839, Confucianism reached Eastern Asia during the time of the First Opium War. Many thought this would decrease the amount of power in Confucianism in the government. Surprisingly, it didn't have much of an effect on the power in government, education, family rituals, or social ethics. The most common messengers for spreading the message of Confucianism values were Buddhist monks. As the Chinese Empire took over more and more countries or provinces, they began to spread their beliefs of Confucianism to those following countries. Then in the early 1900s, it seemed like there was a decrease in followers in the philosophy due to the advancement of Western technology. However, after this downfall, Chinese intellects and Chinese farmers, among others, were a big part of the comeback of Confucianism as the founding belief system of Eastern Asia. Along with Confucianism spreading to Eastern Asia, it also began to emerge in Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. It was also mentioned that human interaction could have inspired the development of Confucianism throughout these countries.